What's up, guys? I wanted to make this video to talk about Edwin Diaz today for the New York Mets. So yesterday during the Mets game, Edwin Diaz came in to try to close the game. He was 10 pitches in, facing Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres, who has been a lethal clutch player for the Padres, always getting those clutch home runs or game-tying home runs. In the case of yesterday's game, Jackson Merrill hit a game-winning home run off of Edwin Diaz. And just thinking about how good we thought Edwin Diaz was for a period of time, especially during the 2022 season where he held a 1.3 ERA. Like, nobody was really getting that much hits off of him or runs he even scored. But then last year, of course, he got injured beforehand in the Baseball World Classic where he was celebrating. It's terrible. I expected a lot more from Edwin Diaz, but he's been facing a lot of like roller coaster tides. Like, he's been up and down, and now it seems like he's just going in that slump again, which it's so weird seeing Edwin Diaz like that, because we think of how much we expected from him. Like, only if the Mets had Edwin Diaz last season. I think if Diaz did play that season, it would have made a big difference, considering he would have never been injured. Edwin Diaz is one of those closing pitchers who's always getting strikeouts and just saving the game when it's in close game situations. Like, most of the time, you'll see the other team having so much struggle against Edwin Diaz. 3 consecutive strikeouts, bam, game is over, the Mets win. Now it's just not like that anymore. That's why the Mets have struggled to close out games late. And also, to mention, the relief pitchers are not that good either. The Mets relief pitchers in the bullpen, they need to improve a lot. They give up a lot of runs. Jose Butto gave up a 2-run homer to Yerkes and Profar to tie the game. And that's how the Padres started to storm back against the Mets yesterday. But the Mets really need to start winning some more games. And the only way they're going to do that is if they have a full, healthy Edwin Diaz, because not having that good, explosive Edwin Diaz, it's sure not going to help the Mets' chances at closing out games. They're still going to have the same issue as they did previously in this season. It's clear that Edwin Diaz is not having the best season, but it's not like the worst of the worst for Diaz. He has around a 3 ERA. As a closing pitcher, you expect a lot more from him. And that's really why I decided to make this video. And considering that with Edwin Diaz, his velocity has gone down at least 4 miles per hour. He's only throwing around 96, 97, might even be a little lower than compared to what he was throwing a couple years ago. In the 100, he was throwing over 100 miles per hour. Where's that Edwin Diaz? Need that back. Ever since he got that knee tendon injury from the World Classic, he's not been the same, and I don't know if he'll ever be the same. He's trying his best, but he can only do so much. His command still needs to be better. He can't be throwing pitches right in the middle of the plate, especially if he doesn't have that high velocity as he used. I hope for the best for Diaz. Hopefully he can get things rolling again, but this is like a downfall of Edwin Diaz. Also want to mention the slider for Edwin Diaz used to be his great strikeout pitch that he could use against hitters. The slider is not as unhittable as it used to be with Edwin Diaz's velocity change, because the velocity is not there as it used to be with the over 100 miles per hour, then be able to go to that low 90 mile per hour slider. It's not there anymore. Sure, I hope you guys enjoy this video. It was a short one. And I hope the Mets can keep winning games. Remember to subscribe.
Out to left field. McNeil going back. It is gone! 3-run walk-off home run for the Bills. Back-to-back nights they win it in their